Welcome to our Tipster Hub, where we look at our programming and tips on our programming every day. So if you are new to this channel, please like and subscribe and share these videos. Today we are going to look at matrices in R, and this is a continuation of the previous video that also looked at matrices in R. So we had looked at, first of all, how to create a matrix, specifying number of rows and number of columns. We also looked at accessing elements within a matrix, given that you know the column position and also the row position. So row position and column position. We also saw how to access the first row, meaning you access the first row with all the columns. Then we looked at matrices addition, mat1 plus mat1. We looked at multiplication, and we had an issue here because the number of this is a 2 by 3 and this is also a 2 by 3 matrix, and that was not working. So in this section we are going to introduce matrix number 2. Let me just copy paste this. So matrix number 2, and then instead of having 2 rows we have 3 rows. Instead of having 3 columns we have 2 columns. Then we run that, so we can now multiply matrix 1, multiply. Remember that multiplication is written like this for matrices multiplied by matrix 2. When we run that, we see that it works perfectly. So you have to be very careful checking the number of rows and number of columns in a matrix so that you understand how to multiply them, especially. And just to show how that works, let's say we have a matrix and we say that it should be a 2 by 2 matrix. So it has 4 values or 4 elements, 2 by 2, and we call it matrix 3. Then we run that. So what happens if we multiply a 2 by 3 by a 2 by 2? So that means it's mat1 multiplied by mat2, no, mat3. When we run that, we see there's an error, so that means it does not work. What if we multiply a 3 by 2 multiplied by a 2 by 2? So that means it's mat2, which is the 3 by 2. We multiply it by mat3, which is a 2 by 2. We see that this one works. So what's the commonalities in this case? We see that, first of all, if you multiply, and let me just, this was a 2 by 3 multiplied by a 3 by 2. So we see that if the row matches the column of the second matrix, and if the column matches the row of the second matrix, we see that it works. However, if the row matches the row, but the column does not match the column does not match the column. In this case, it did not work. However, when we see the row not matching the column and then the column matching the column, that's how we ended up to this third situation, which actually works. But there's much more in terms of matrix multiplication laws that you can check, and that just gives a summary and a brief introduction of how to handle matrices in R. So what if we want to define the data within the matrix in a specific way? So define matrix in a very specific way. So let's see, we want to see mat4 and we want it to be just a 2 by 2 matrix. So we say that the data, we say matrix, and then we say the data, and then I'd introduced you to vectors in the previous video. We create a vector saying 1 1 1 1, and then we say number of row is 2, number of column is 2. We try this, we see mat4, we see that it works. So if you want to specify the matrix in a very specific way, you can just add a vector as the data, and that will help you define a new matrix in R. So I think that's all for today. Thank you for watching my video. Like, share, and subscribe. Looking forward to the next video. Happy coding, enjoy, and bye bye.